Hi, Jupiter Life fam. Listen, there's a reorganization today, okay? As I was pulling the cards together, Spirit was like, do an Abraham Hicks pull first. And I'm just like, well, that's not the vibe of the channel. But, you know, I'm going to really go with the flow type oracle. So I'm just going to do that because... you know, we're North Node walkers and Jupiter, you know, Jupiter expansive type people around here. And I like to listen to my intuition when it is chattering in the background. Okay, I try to make the quiet noise, the loudest noise, so that we make the best choice for today. And before I do that, I am going to... I don't have a lighter laying around? Yeah, okay. Oh, I do. It's just not. It's just not right around. Okay. So give me a second here. Just gonna light a little Palo for the day, you know. I don't know if anyone else is paying into the happy birthday, Leos, by the way. Welcome into Leo season. It's about shining and being bright and expansive, getting the aesthetics part of your life together. More than likely, a lot of people are doing that. But don't forget about your inner while you're rocking with your outer. And, you know, happy birthday, Leos. Shine. Do the thing y'all like to do. Be out in front of people and all that great stuff. The Aquarius full moon, they're calling the buck moon. Okay, it's been named or dubbed as for this go around. Listen, I'm just going to tell you, just like every other moon transit, set your intentions, okay? Make sure they are good intentions. Ooh, yes. Make sure they are good intentions and make sure that you are I just pray that you all are doing well and life is finding you in a great space. Now when I record these, you know, I used to think about my timing, spacing between like words that you would hear me say and, you know, gaps. For some reason, I'm no longer concerned about those things. I'm just going to do the thing that I am here to do. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. There is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are. But you can not instantly jump into a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thought that you are usually thinking. I'll read that again. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. Okay, you can gradually change your vibrational frequency from one place to another. I can gradually change my vibrational frequency. There is no thought that you cannot eventually have. Just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from whenever you are, but you cannot instantly jump into, let's start over. There is no thought that you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from wherever you are, but you cannot instantly jump to a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thought you are usually thinking. There is no thought you cannot eventually have, just as there is no place that you cannot eventually reach from where you are. But you cannot instantly jump into a thought that has a vibrational frequency very different from the thought you are usually thinking. Okay? So, in other words, things that are harder for you to move into, okay, you have to gradually grow into them, right? I'll give you an example. Unless you hit okay, let's use that as an example. Let's say you hit the mega million, right? 200 million, whoop, whoop, boom, boom, boom. But you've never budgeted commas that big before. So now you have to gradually learn. You may want to take some classes or courses, hire an attorney team, and have them coax you into living and accustoming into a lifestyle that you've never lived before. Learning how to manage millions of dollars when you've only managed hundreds of dollars. You have to grow into that. So once you learn how to manage the few thousand that you have, then you will be able to manage millions, right? And a lot of people gradually grow into that in different ways. I use Jeff Bezos as a sounding board because he started off poor and broke like a lot of people, or he flushed a lot of money into ideas while building like the Amazon thing, right? Before it became the monstrosity that it is today, it was just a thought in a garage, so he had to formulate his thought processes to match what it is that he could see, what it is that he wanted for himself, for the people around him, but probably mainly for himself, seeing as how he's a Capricorn. Sorry, Cappies, but you are very self-serving. And there is nothing wrong with that. So our Aries, they're very self-serving, okay? And I believe all signs are self-serving in their own unique way, depending on what it is. It may not be money and finances. It may be time and whatever else. But I should don't hate me today, guys. Because I call out the little sign. But I'm just saying that you have to gradually grow into things. I think a lot of people, this manifestation thing and spirituality has us caught in a loop of sorts in regards to how fast we can obtain something. And I think more people are into I can get it overnight, as opposed to growing into the being that they need to grow into to sustain and have it. It's like, I can prove that I can have this overnight. And it's like, yeah, but you can't though, because you have to change frequencies, and sometimes changing frequencies takes time, right? You ever go on a road trip and change stations? Like, once you leave one state and go into another state, the radio gets fuzzy, so now you're changing and you're tuning in into the area that you're in. And then you find something that you can rock out to, and then you change states again. So now you have to tune in, and sometimes it takes a minute, Sometimes it takes a minute to find the kind of music you like, the station you like, or that it's completely clear. Because sometimes you can hear the station, but it's not completely clear. Things of that nature. So maybe you've got some sporadic payments here and there, but it's not consistent and steady. Or maybe you are collecting dividends, but it's like $10 a month when you want to really be collecting $2,000 to $200,000 a month in dividends, right? So you're learning how to not just sustain what it is that you have coming in, but you are also learning how to navigate through increasing it, right? Sustaining it, holding on to it, and diversifying it. Spreading it to other areas where it can grow. The difference between residual and, you have your residual income, and then you have what is like, what's that, like royalties, things that come in on a regular basis that you don't have to actually put any work into. And then you may have a different type of income that you actually work for, maybe week to week, month to month, things like that. So you may be organizing and understanding the different types of flow and frequency that you're tuning yourself into. Maybe some things have changed recently in your life and you're like, oh, this is how this works. Okay, so I'll do less of this and more of that, right? Less complaining, more meditating, less morning rituals, less stagnation and how I get myself together and procrastination, and maybe instilling a morning ritual, right? In the mornings, I take the time to tune into myself and set vibrational rituals that will help me lead a good day. I pay attention to the morning habits that don't serve me and change them for ones that do. Okay? Release. Today I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and I'm ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I am creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. And the Aquarius full moon right now is calling for that. You've been making adjustments all year, and you will continue to make adjustments throughout the rest of the year. It's not over. Jupiter is in retrograde in Pisces, I believe. There's Neptune is going to be retrograde until the end of this year. Jupiter is going to be retrograde into the end of this year, and then there's going to be a couple of Mercury retrogrades in there, not to get you into a retrograde fear, but just know that you are being realigned to the frequency that you're calling into. Okay, and that's what happens when you realign yourself. Your habits change, okay? Your habits change, your quality time that you spend with family and friends change, how much time you spend working versus playing, how much time you spend in your spiritual space versus just lollygagging off throughout the day. There is okay, we're building a different, I got you. There is different solutions to every problem, right? But not only is there different solutions to every problem, but you have different routines and habits for different things that if you want to be a millionaire, you can't, keep doing basic things. You have to treat yourself to an expensive dinner, see what it's like to spend millionaire money, do millionaire things. I know for me, I put it into my travel. I get like the largest suite. I try to get like butler service. If I have to save up for it, then I'll do that. Especially when you're out of the country. But when you're out of the country, tipping well actually serves you best. You'll get a lot of better service when you're tipping well. So, I don't know where I was leading with that. Maybe someone needed to know that. But in order to align yourself, mostly, if not all, law attraction specialists, gurus, if that's what you want to call them, will tell you that you have to be the thing that it is that you want. It's nice to meditate and pray and focus and see yourself having it, but why are you talking about $1 million homes and you're not going to view them? Or you're at least not watching $1 million homes viewings on YouTube or, any other app that, follow a real estate agent on TikTok that is doing house viewings of $1 million homes. Or that guy that knocks on the $1 million homes, asks people what they do, and then they show their house. There is ways for you to tune into the frequencies to start calling it into you, because then you'll have knowledge. Then you'll be more inquisitive. Then you'll be more like, oh, this is something I could possibly have, do, be, etc., right? You don't know because you're not indulging in the things of, I remember I used to be crazy about caviar until I actually had some. And this was like really, really expensive, the caviar. But I was just like, okay, this salty treat is not for me. And they're not all salty. I know there's different variations of it. And some caviar I like, some I do not. But you do not know that until you tune into it, till you experience it. right? Until you experience it. You don't know until you experience it. And a lot of us want to be in frequencies that we probably are going to be like, I don't want to do that. But you don't know until you get into it. You know, it's like everybody wants to be married. And it's like, no, everybody don't. Like, I don't want to be married, but I do want to have a partner I can rock out with and do some fun things in life. Like, you know, and, you know, if marriage is your goal, I tell people all the time, if marriage is your goal, I'm not your girl. If marriage is your goal right now, if that's the frequency you're tuned into, I'm not your girl. You know, because I'm still figuring out if I even want a life partner of the same every day. Okay? Yeah. Not a player, okay? But just it's hard to explain once you say that, so I'm going to leave that alone. Okay, maybe not this deck. Come on, God. You told me to pick up a deck and then to not do the thing that you do. Coming to life. I like this enchanted map. 29 reduces to a 12. This is 43. Reduces to an 8. We like 8s. You may be a life path 8. 29 reduced to an 11. Okay. So, coming to life. And look at how she is just blossoming out of whatever this, is it gook? We don't know if it's gook, but it's very bland. It's all one color. And then it blows up into this beautiful, gorgeous, tanned woman, or a figure, a feminine figure that is of light and color and love. Okay. A lot of ajna, which is your crown chakra. That's the deep purple that you see on the board. When a color is prominent like this, I like to point it out. You may need to work with your crown chakra. Meditating always helps with that, silencing the mind. White noise. High gigahertz. Let's see what the additional messages are. Something beautiful is being born in your life. Oh, wow. Look at that. And, you know, I just to not to veer off too much, but I'm the type of person where I can see it coming. You know, I can see it coming. I can see it building. And sometimes I get excited, so I have to veer off and do other things because it's like, oh, I'm about to get the thing that I've been asking for. I'm about to get it. I can feel it. I can see it. Everything's aligning to it. So not to overexert myself, or, you know, I'll probably go have a cup of tea and do something else because it's like, yes. You know, and some of you may be going through this and you're just trying to figure out how to continue to keep yourself in alignment and sustain it, you know, by releasing limiting beliefs and harmful thoughts and toxic patterns, and creating daily, not just morning, but daily rituals for yourself, right? Maybe you didn't used to get up right away every morning and now you is. Okay, let me get back to it. So when you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you shed skins and identities and created new ones. Or at the very least, matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. Absolutely. The card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up. Yes. All you have to do is show up. And that's what it looks like. It looks like she just showed up and it was boosted up. Showed up and was boosted up. Additional meanings. The coming to life card is a gentle reminder to get out of your own way, to let go and let spirit lead. New life is unsustainable in the beginning and needs gentle care. Farmers don't go into their fields and pull up the shoots of plants to see how they are doing. They know that everything has its own cycle of growth. Let nature take its course. Find other things to focus on right now. Simplicity and small steps are the order of the day. When the time is right, you will see the miracle. And that was just like what I was talking about, deflect. When I can feel it coming, see it coming, I find something else to do because I don't want to get in my way of it. I want it to come into fruition. And I want it to sustain and stay and do better and do all the things that the blessing is supposed to do. Not just bring excitement and joy, but also bring accomplishments and advancement in life, in this life here on earth as a human, right? So as long as we are focused on our actual daily task, regular rituals, we can not just know, but be what it is that we want to be, where it is that we want to go, how it is that we want to get there. Even though we may have to make a U-turn, take a left or a right where we would normally not. You just go straight. No, universe has your back cards. Okay. And just know that what it is that you want is coming into fruition. And it's not always about, we're so stuck in our human how, and how is this going to happen, and how is that going to happen, and when is this going to happen, and where is this going to happen. And we need to get out of that and on to the processes of, let me just continue to do my daily task, chores, what is expected of me, what I should be doing. Let me continue to respond in that way. And then know that I will bring to fruition the things that needs to be brought to fruition. I will be doing the work. You have to continuously do the work. The work is continuous, okay? It is continuous, daily. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Staying in your happy place, okay? Staying in the joy of whatever it is that you want to bring into it. I'm going to do a super attractor too. This is a little bit of a different kind of spread today. It's interesting that the Abraham Hicks cards were needed to be used first. But I can understand why that is, due to the fact that when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. Amen, amen. Ashe, ashe. And mote it be. So being grateful for where you are now, knowing that what it is you're seeking is seeking you, and you can feel the vibration of that changing. If not, you should be feeling it in a little while. At some point, you will notice the shift. And a lot of times we're doing the work and watching the readings and doing our daily date thing and not realizing that it is happening in your everyday to do. It is happening. But it's hard for you to actually see it. Like, we actually want to see the progress. We want to see the thing that is bringing us the money or the joy or the love or the happiness or the peace. We want to see it. We want to see it before it happens. Humans, we're so demanding. Humans are. But you have to realize that, universe don't care about your demands, okay? Universe has no interest in what you are demanding from it when you are not aligning yourself to it. I'll say that again. The universe, God, could care less about your demands when you're not aligning yourself, when you're not doing the work. It needs you to do the work, okay? You need to do the work. That is the only way you're going to get the result that it is that you are seeking. You need to do the work, okay? And this is just the universe telling you that it has your back in what it is that you're trying to do, and know that you are connected. But you need to, update your rituals, daily rituals, morning rituals. You need to learn to release toxic patterns, toxic flows, harmful thoughts, right? Limiting beliefs, anything that's out of what it is that you want. Saying no to what you don't want and yes to what you do want. Even if it's locked in a certain specific person or whatever. Like, we get so wrapped up in, it has to be this person. Well, that person is not working on the same things that you're working on in life. So if it has to be that person, then you may have to adjust to them as opposed to them adjusting to you. I'm going to say that again. You may need to adjust to that person as opposed to that person adjusting to you, which can be a very difficult thing when you have a different path to follow, okay, that you're refusing to follow. And so you may live in a form of misery because you are forcing yourself to be in situations because you have to have a thing a certain way and you have to have it with X, Y, and Z person in this space, in this time right now. And because you have to have that, you're suffering because that is not the path for you. So, be true to your desires or be true to your path. Be true to your North Node. That is for you to decide, my loves. But I promise you, if you North Node, all of these things will be added unto you. Blessings and abundance to you, Jupiter Life family. Thank you so much for the likes, shares, and subscribes, and the comments, and the flow. I appreciate you when you're here, when you pop in, because I know I'm popping in, so you're popping in, and it's okay. Life does what it needs to do. Life does what it needs to do when it needs to do it. Blessings and so much abundance to you.